People always ask me, how did I know that my wife was the one for me? You know, some people have that, they just know experience, like a lightning bolt that hits them and their whole beingness lights up and they knew they found the one. Yeah, that wasn't my experience. And honestly, it shook me when I was dating Irene because I wanted that. I wanted that aha moment. I wanted that overwhelming certainty that she was the one. And instead, what I got was this very unexpected journey, a journey of growth, a journey that was beautiful, but it was not what I was expecting. And so now, after 14 years of being married and 18 years being together, I can confidently say that for sure she is the one. I just didn't recognize it the way that I thought I would. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you how I truly knew that Irene was the one, the signs that showed up that were real, and that this was going to be lasting love, and really what I learned from wise mentors that helped me make the best decision of my life. Now, I originally thought I was just going to share 4, but as I made the list, I was like, I can't just share 4. Like, I've got to share with you like at least 7 of these ideas because they're so powerful. And so the first idea is this: peace. Peace is one of the deepest signs of real love. I used to think that love had to be like this high, right? Electricity and fireworks and this like zing that happens throughout your whole body. And that's actually way more chemistry. What I've learned is the strongest relationships are built on peace, that you're actually going to feel this stable ground underneath you. And from the very beginning, when I was dating Irene, I felt this sense of peace with her. I wasn't anxious like I had been with other people, like, ooh, what's going to happen? And I didn't question whether or not she liked me. I knew that she liked me. I knew that I liked her. And it was like this beautiful blossoming of this relationship and this deep sense of comfort, knowing that I could really be myself. Now, the science behind this is also cool because the science shows that the calm, secure relationships are the ones that last. They last way longer than the roller coaster style passion. Even John Gottman, in his research in the University of Washington, found that couples who feel safe with one another are able to build a deeper emotional trust. And that is the foundation that sustains love over time. Love isn't supposed to be drama. Love has a consistency to it that's grounded. Now, the second quality that really let me know that this was the one and this is going to last is the friendship that we had. Like, there was just a flow and a fun when we got together. There was nothing like I'd ever experienced in any other relationship. So great partners is this blend between passionate romance and best friends. Like, that's the best kind of relationships. When I was with Irene, it felt effortless. Like, we had all these common interests. So for example, we'd go to a restaurant and we'd be looking at the menu. This always made me laugh. And I'd say, oh, this shrimp looks really good. These shrimp, fajitas. And she's like, oh my gosh, I was looking at that, but I really wanted this carne asada. I was like, I wanted the 2 things I wanted were the shrimp and the carne asada. She was like, me too. So I'd order the shrimp, she'd order the carne asada, and we'd share. And it was constantly like that almost every time we went to the restaurant. We like the same music. We have the same rhythm and flow in life. I call it life pacing. So if you feel you can be yourself, be at peace, connect, you know that this relationship is built on solid ground that's going to last. If you can make each other laugh and enjoy the moments and genuinely like each other beyond just the attraction, you've got something that's way deeper. The third sign that she was the one is that she knows her worth and she owns it and has owned it from the very first moment we met. One moment that really stood out early in our relationship was when I first took her on a date, our very first date. I met her, we lived in different state. So I was in Oregon, she's in Southern California. So I fly down to take her on a date. I had dated a lot of girls who were willing to plan the dates and really were in their masculine energy and leading. And I had kind of learned to sit back and just let them lead. Irene is so grounded in her feminine energy and knows what she wants and her worth. I pick her up on this date. She gets in the car, I'll never forget. And I said, all right, where do you want to go? And she's like, what do you mean, where do I want to go? Don't you have a plan? I'm like, well, yeah, the plan is we're going to go for dinner, but where we go, this is your city, this is your place. I'll take you wherever you would love. And she kind of laughed and she goes, well, you're the guy, you choose, you make the plan. I'll let you lead. I want to sit back. And immediately, I felt my whole temperature raised because I was embarrassed and I didn't know where to go. And I kind of pick out my phone. I'm like, all right, well, and I'm looking through Yelp. And so she could see me floundering. And she's like, look, I love sushi and I love Italian. Either one of those is going to be fine. So just pick one of those. And so I picked a sushi place and we were on our way. But I love that it wasn't demanding energy. It was just, here's what I would love. And she was asking for it. And she gave me this space to be able to provide it for her because she knew her worth. She was willing to kind of sit in that uncomfortable moment and then receive. And she loved the restaurant. She praised. She was like, oh my gosh, this restaurant is so good. What I didn't realize in that moment was the rush I would experience by actually picking the place, by stepping more into my masculine, that masculine feminine dynamic. It was one of the first times in my life where I really allowed myself to lead in that way. And it was magnificent. And so studies show that when we're self-assured, right, that the self-assured partner creates a healthier, more stable relationship. When someone knows their worth, they won't settle for being treated poorly. It means they bring out not only the best in themselves, but that calls forth the best in you as well. And the right person is not going to require you to prove your love or be someone you're not. They're going to respect you for who you are, love you for who you are, and make space for you to be who you are in this relationship. So speaking of being who we are, this brings me to number 4. Number 4 is she was courageously authentic. Now, why do I say courageously authentic? Because often being authentic is scary because there's a chance we could get rejected. We got to show all of ourselves as showing the great parts and the parts that might not be perfect. And what I love is that Irene wasn't trying to impress me as much as she was simply just being her authentic self and allowing herself to be loved. There was one moment that really impacted me in this regard. We were spending our very first weekend together, and it was a group of friends. She flew up to Oregon. We were all doing this like ski weekend in this beautiful log cabin. We were going to share the same bedroom. Before she arrived, she told me in advance, look, I'm not going to sleep with you because we're not there in the relationship yet. And I was like, that's okay. We can still have a good time. And she was like, yeah. She arrives, first night comes, we spend the night together. We're being good, but I wake up early in the morning and she's not in the bed. And I'm like, where's Irene? I walk out to the kind of this hallway and there's a futon out there in this kind of this extra space. And she's sleeping on the futon out there. And I'm thinking, oh, like maybe she feels uncomfortable with me. Maybe she doesn't like me. Like I'm feeling self-conscious about this. And I asked her, hey, Irene, what are you doing out here? Like, why are you out on this futon? And she says, well, I'll tell you, but I'm really embarrassed to say this. And I said, well, that's okay. And she goes, I was so gassy last night. I didn't want to blow you out of the bed. I did not expect her to say that in that moment. I counter that with somebody else who was a bit more self-conscious. And it was like, no, they would have made up some excuse. Like, no, I just didn't feel comfortable in the bed and this and that. And it would have created doubt. It would have created separation. It would have created like, I wonder why she doesn't feel comfortable. And like, I wouldn't have known, not only does it create doubt and seeds of like, maybe this isn't right, but I wouldn't have known that better. Instead, she was just like the honest truth. I was really gassy and I didn't want to blow you out of the bed. And I remember thinking in that moment, I love this woman. I love that courage. I love that authenticity. And that's so real. When you're with your partner, do you feel like you can be fully authentic, fully you? Because guess what? Her authenticity helped me be even more authentic, knowing that she's not going to judge me or reject me because she loves herself so much to be authentic. I know she's got the capacity to love me and all the parts of me that aren't perfect as well. So with you want to be with somebody who creates that environment where you can love yourself enough to be fully and courageously authentic and experience that same courageous authenticity with your partner. The 5th sign, and this is a huge one where I knew she would be an amazing life partner, was our ability to navigate conflict. Every relationship is going to have conflict. But one of the biggest ways that we can know that we're with this person, that they're the one for us, or they're going to be an amazing relationship, is that we're able to solve these conflicts together. We were able to talk through the hard moments. When it comes to arguments, often one person gets really triggered. One person gets flooded with adrenaline and can't quite think straight. If you both get crazy at the same time and the relationship explodes, that's a bad sign. But in my interactions with Irene, anytime like I would not be my best self, she had this amazing ability to just be grounded and help me calm down. And then were the moments where she was not her best self, and I had the capacity to ground and help us calm down. But it was always this ability to work through and talk through these tough moments, because life's gonna happen. We're gonna face some really difficult stuff together. And when you're choosing a life partner, you're saying, who do I wanna link elbows with as we face life? Can we navigate the storms that not if they come our way, but when they come our way, can we navigate them and come out the other side better off for it, closer because we face the storm together? Number 6, passion, attraction. You want a relationship, I know, that's passionate, that has attraction. I wanted that as well. And I found that in Irene, is that there has to be passion for the relationship to work. The good news is with her, of course, the chemistry is real and it was deep. And it's more than just physical. Like, yes, there's physical chemistry, but this is a woman that I admire. This is a woman that I respect. And the more I got to know her, the more attractive she became to me. Like, the more you know somebody and you respect their character, it's just like the passion and the attraction is there. Now, I believe that great relationships take both compatibility and chemistry. That if the chemistry is not there, then you just really have a beautiful friendship, and that's okay too. But when you want a partnership, like a romantic partner, the one for you, you want both. And you can feel that chemistry early on in the relationship, and it just grows and expands the more you get to know the other person. That's exactly what happened for Irene and myself. And the final sign where I knew this was the one is that we had the same vision for life. And we share the same values. And so when you're with somebody, you want to make sure that you're aligned in your vision, in your values. Where are you going in life? You know, Irene and I both put God first in our lives. We have a spiritual practice. We value our health. We value family and friends. We value our creative output, the ambition we have to change the world and impact people's lives. And we're walking in the same direction when it comes to that, so we can support each other. And when it comes to creating something that's long lasting, no, we're not going to be the same person that we were when we met. You know, you're with somebody 10, 20, 30, 40 years. If you've been with somebody over decades, you know that you're not the same person, but sharing the same vision and having the common values allow each other to grow together, to become more of who we're meant to be in this world together on a similar path. So those may not apply to everybody, but they applied to me. They matter to me, and they've helped me create the greatest relationship I've ever experienced. And so if you're looking for someone, wondering, are they the one? You know, run it through the test of, do I feel more peaceful around them? Are we great friends? Do we have fun together? Is there laughter? Is there flow? Do they know their worth? Do they show up fully? Are they authentic? Can you navigate conflict with one another? Is there passion and chemistry? And do you share the same vision and values? Because at the end of the day, you and I know that love just isn't about a moment when you feel that way. It's about a lifetime of moments that you co-create, you stack together, and it creates a beautiful life together. And I'm so grateful that Irene came into my life and that we've been able to experience this beautiful journey together. And my question to you is, if you are in a partnership or perhaps a marriage, what are the qualities that you saw or the experiences that you had that let you know that this person was the one for you? Go ahead and post those in the comment section below. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Here is to your amazing love life, and I'll see you soon.